And we are live.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
We've made it. 2018 is over with. Thank God.
It was okay. It was an okay year.
Nah, not for me. I'm definitely on the group of people that are like, I'm happy 2018 is done. Here's to 2019 being
Well,
better.
I am on the group of people that said 2018 was fine. But better's always better. So should always go try to make it better for sure for everybody.
Sure. I just realized, like, I can't even see my camera. Is everything...
Yep.
You're getting it good on your end?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I'll have to trust you because Skype doesn't want me to see myself, I guess.
Weird. That new Skype, man, Jesus Christ. It keeps pushing itself on me, but I keep rejecting it. I know it's going to come the day where it's like, yeah, you have to have this now or we're not going to help you.
Yeah, we're not going to let you phone someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was back home last week on my mom's laptop, she did not have new Skype, and it was so nice.
Yeah.
Not having all this extra shit like flashing at me and doing whatever else.
Totally. Yeah.
But yeah, I loaded it up just before this podcast with you, and it starts up a tutorial about how to share my screen with you, and it's like, I do not care. Also, you've had this feature for a while. Why is this tutorial happening just now?
Yeah, why are you harassing me now?
Yeah, like,
so weird.
Get out of my face, Skype. John's not here.
No.
For those listening to the audio version, he's away at MAGfest.
As of today, I think he left Calgary.
No, I think he's there.
Really? Oh, so he left yesterday then.
Yeah, because I saw on Twitter that he's like apparently super sick. So he was saying stuff like, hey, you're not going to really see me around. I'm taking this as a rest day. I might do a vendor's run. So I'm pretty sure he's already there.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. I thought he was leaving today. Jesus. Oh, wait, today's Thursday. You're right. No, he would have left yesterday at least. At very least, anyway. Maybe Tuesday even.
Yeah, I think it was even earlier than that, because yesterday I was seeing like, he has like a cat sitter posting stuff on Twitter, and that was yesterday, so it had to have probably at least been the day before that even. So it's been a couple days, I think. But anyway, John will be back next week. But don't turn off the podcast. We're still interesting, and we're gonna do a podcast for sure.
It's not gonna be that long of one, frankly.
There's not a lot going on with video games,
and I mean,
at the moment.
We were on holidays, like we spend it with family.
Exactly. Everyone's just coming back to work, so they don't have time to announce, tons and tons of stuff.
Totally.
But before we get into that, how was your New Year's? Did you do anything for New Year's Eve?
No, it was I'm just trying to remember what day that was. Was that Sunday or that was Monday, right? Because you
Monday
left
night.
On Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I don't think I really did anything that I can remember. We watched a stream of the clock turning over and did the Happy New Year thing and blah blah blah, but nothing special.
Okay, I was gonna ask, did you at least stay up until midnight?
Yeah.
Did you watch any specific New Year's countdown streams?
Not specific one, just CBC or whatever our Canadian broadcasting company. It was.
Where were they filming out of? I'm assuming
Olympic
Toronto?
Plaza. No,
it was
Calgary.
It was Calgary itself. Okay.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about this internet day and age is we're not stuck in this weird thing where a Calgary broadcaster is looping something that happened 2 hours previously from Toronto or something. On their station, we can just look up a real-time thing that's happening.
Right. But those ones will arguably probably be better though in terms of the talent, if you're actually wanting to see
I don't care about that.
The musical acts or whatever, or whoever shows up, you want to probably watch the New York one. I'm assuming is probably a big one. I don't know. I actually
New York I could see. Apparently Ninja hosted something at Times Square for New Year's. I don't know. He tried to get people to floss or whatever, and everybody was like, "Get this fucking kid away from me."
See, I thought you were going to say Ninja hosted a New Year's thing just on his Twitch channel. And I was like, all right, that sounds like a new media 2018, 2019 thing is come stream with me. We're going into the new year.
No.
But then you switched it over to he was there in person doing something.
Yeah, the new Dick Clark, I guess, doing that
Sure.
sort of thing.
Right. I just went to a house party. It was actually a friend's friend, so I didn't really know anyone there.
Yeah.
But I have one kind of fun little story from it. We were essentially playing Sociables or King's Cup, but with not with cards, with Jenga.
Okay.
So every time you took a piece out, something was written on the piece, which had the rules essentially like Sociables or King's Cup. And one of them, so I pulled out one of the pieces, and it was Truth or Dare, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll do Dare. Let's see what we come up with." And the rules that were put in place is I had to leave the house, go door to door to try and get someone to add to our King's Cup.
Okay.
We did, however, set the rules of like the minute I talk to somebody, yes or no, I'm allowed to come back. So if they're like, no, I'm not doing that, I'm allowed to come back. And at most, I will go to 3 houses because I'm not going out all night near midnight. You know, it's freezing cold outside.
Sure. Yeah.
So unfortunately, no one answered their door. And I picked specific houses that had like the lights on both in and outside. I wasn't just going to be a jerk, and knock on like empty houses and be like, "Oh, I didn't find anyone, guys." One of which I could even see the people in there when I was walking up. So they must have chose not to answer the door, which makes sense because who's going to open the door at 11 o'clock at night? Yeah, which we were thinking about afterwards is like, why would anyone actually answer the door? And as a sport, I went to 4 houses because I did want it to happen. I thought that would be funny.
Sure.
But it didn't end up doing it. I also had to get a selfie with the person to prove that I didn't just pee in the cup outside. So I thought that was actually just like pretty creative overall. And it was a bummer that it didn't actually come to pass.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, King's Cup or the King's Cup is a mixture of people's drinks, so it usually sucks because you don't want to mix alcohol like that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, anyways, let's do the top-down perspective. It is January 3rd, 2019, and I'm Sean Booker.
And I'm Paul.
And Paul, why don't you tell us what you've been playing?
Yeah, I've been putting more time into Hitman 2 recently, now that the like big wave of things coming out has kind of lulled a little bit. I'm catching up on some of the games that I wanted to spend more time in. So I'm about halfway through. I'm at Mumbai, if that makes sense in the storyline.
Okay, that's the
one before the
map?
American city.
You mean like the little suburban town?
Suburban town, yeah. And then there's the
I think
final
Mumbai's the second one, right?
It is not. The second one is like Colombia.
You're right. Okay, so it's the third one, not including like the little tutorial short one?
Not including that, correct. Yes.
Okay. All right.
That tutorial short one was actually kind of like tense in a way I wasn't expecting right out of the get-go. That was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah, that one just kind of sucked for me because that was literally the first map I played, and it puts you in a scenario of like there are people here everywhere with guns now.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Which so it's kind of like it's not an ideal tutorial because it doesn't really at least it doesn't really set you up for like what a typical run through of one of those maps might be, where you're kind of set to be hidden and whatnot, and you know you're not immediately in the wrong area at the wrong time.
For sure. Yeah.
But it's fine. Anyways, I was gonna say Mumbai I liked that map quite a bit just because of how big and huge and like the verticality of that stage. Like there's so much in that map.
I haven't gotten too deep into it yet, like exploring it and whatnot. It seems like it's gonna take a little bit of time for sure. I didn't like Colombia. I thought like very much at all.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one too. There's a lot of like fun characters you can like when you get to like be the hippie or the shaman. I guess specifically like which are you following the like the stories?
Yeah.
Okay. Which of the executions have you been choosing to do?
I mean, I like the tattoo one was like the first gimme, so I did that one.
Okay, that's actually one I didn't do, but I heard that one was pretty good.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I've been trying to go back and do more in Miami to see more of that map, because that map is huge in a way that I kind of don't understand for a second map or first map, depending if you count tutorial. So I've been doing... the last one I did revisiting that was killing the girl by pretending to be the flamingo guy who like has documents on her. I think.
Okay. Yep.
And then booting her down.
Have you seen the secret ending for that map?
Where you fly away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah. That one is really great. It's really quite something.
And then I actually went back to Paris from Hitman 2016 and played around in that for a little bit again, just to get a little reacquainted with it. And that was fun, I guess. There was some 2016 maps I didn't care for very much, but I really did like that one quite a bit, and a couple of the other ones.
I think that's the only one from Hitman 2016 that I went back and played. Because I kind of made the decision, like when I first started playing, I was going back and forth, and then I did the one right after that, which is like is that the base, like the army base? Yeah. So I did that one as well, and then I realized I need to just play the new stuff because I don't want to get like burnt out on old stuff, and then just stuck to the second one.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, Hitman 2 is more of that. Like, it's just more of that game, bigger, better. It's fun. I've been also doing the... Oh my god, what the hell is it called? The, like, sniper challenge thing. And I think that's really dope, too. Because I've actually been playing that Hitman sniper challenge thing on my phone for a while. So it's cool to, like, have a PC version of it that's more blown up and...
I actually completely forgot about that thing. Is this a mode in Hitman 2?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I didn't even, like, come across it. So
really?
What is this mode? What do you do?
As Agent 47, you are stuck in one position the whole time, and you're in a sniper's nest basically with a view of the whole level, and you are trying to kill all of the guards and the 3 main targets on the map. So there's 3 assassination targets and all their like main henchmen. I think it's a total of like maybe 13 people total. And you're doing it in classic style of like, it's better to not be seen doing it. So you're trying to shoot them, so the momentum of the shot and them falling backwards or whatever will like hide their corpses from other people that will walk by eventually, or like shooting people quickly enough that you gain a combo of like killing them quickly, and also like killing them quickly so they don't alert other people that something's going on, and then there's havoc that you have to deal with. Getting more points for hitting a moving target, getting more points for like getting headshots, all that sort of stuff. So it's just a fun shooting gallery thing.
Right on. Just a brief aside, I would recommend the Shaman execution from Colombia.
Okay.
That's a pretty good one. But yeah, the next thing I wanted to ask was, as someone who did not play Hitman 1 and you are someone who did, or Hitman 2016.
Sure.
How do you like the improvements or the changes?
I feel like they're minimal because that game was still good back then, but I'm trying to think of what changes I could even feel where's a big difference, because a lot of it feels like I'm just playing that game again. It's so subtle, if there are any.
Yeah, well, based on the ones that I know of and I've heard of and read up, there's definitely things I'm like utilizing, like hiding in bushes. I do all the time.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, I forgot that.
That's like the big one. I guess the kind of the UI elements flashing yellow when you're in the wrong area is just helpful to me, so that's good to have.
Did it not do that before? Because I remember it would say trespassing and combat and stuff.
From what I understand, though, it wasn't yellow. Like they just kind of made it more in your face of like you
Oh.
are trespassing.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of like a UI change. The other big one was that I read was that mirrors work, which I still have rarely come into an issue, because if I'm about to attack someone, we're one-on-one, so it doesn't matter if he sees me. I'm gonna punch him out anyway.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
But I guess if you're going for like super stealth, super assassin or whatever, you can't be noticed ever. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really looked into that because I don't care enough.
Sure. Fair enough.
It's
yeah.
good,
No,
though.
it's good. It's a good thing for sure. I like it.
Have you playing anything else?
I mean, I've been catching up on Assassin's Creed Odyssey again, and it's still
Okay.
It's still fine. It's just a big game that I'm gonna pick at for what seems like ever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I want to get to it. I just have so many other things that I'm like halfway through that I want to finish up first. Like I went back and started really working through the story mode in Red Dead now, so that's going to be
Oh man, that's a
doing
big
my
game.
time now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I needed like because I was I listened to like the Giant Bomb Game of the Year stuff, so I had a ton of stuff spoiled for me, but I knew that was going to happen because if I avoided all the Red Dead talk, I would avoid a good chunk of those podcasts.
Uh-huh.
And the story just sounds so cool, and there's so many moments I really want to see, so I dove back in there.
Cool. But yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Yeah. So then continuing with me, yeah. So I've been playing Red Dead. That game's still a real good time. But some new stuff that I've been playing is I played through almost all of Katamari Damacy Reroll on my flights back down. I had completely forgotten about the levels where they ask for like specific items. And I don't like those ones where you have to make like a constellation basically. So they're like, make the Gemini constellation, which means you have to get twins.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like pairs of items in the stage, which it has only been an issue one time. One of them, they wanted me to get swans.
Okay.
I can't remember which. It was like the second constellation one. And it basically was like, just grab these eggs and they'll hatch into swans. And I was doing this, but then apparently I had collected ducks and not swans. And I was like, okay, well, screw you. I'm not trying to play this slow and precisely. I just want to roll over everything. So
yeah,
I've kind of been avoiding all of those ones.
Yeah.
And just played all of like the mainline ones and, made the moon again. And yeah, that game's great. And it's great to have on the Switch.
Does it feel good handheld? Because I remember...
Yep, that's all I was playing. It was handheld.
I think the way that controllers are now, because I remember playing it on PS2 and like being annoyed with the sticks, but the sticks are in more natural position in most controllers now, so it probably seems like it would be okay.
Yeah, I have no issues. The loads are a bit long, but once you get into the stage, there's no loading, so it's not really... It's definitely not a deal breaker. But yeah, that soundtrack's still great. Just the whole presentation, real good. So yeah, that's a good game. I would recommend that, especially if you've never played a Katamari game, or for myself personally, it's been a long time since you dipped into Katamari. I played a mobile game called Mr. Success, which is by Hap Inc., otherwise known as the Hidden My Game by Mom people. Or person? I don't really know. Have you heard of Mr. Success?
I have, but I don't know anything about it. Like, I haven't seen video or played it or anything.
Right. Okay. Mr. Success is bad. You don't need to play it. It's not worth your time.
He's the guy that tries to hide the ball from you, right?
In what?
In Hidden My Game by Mom or whatever. He hides the game under his hat and then moves them around all weird. Or his cups.
Yeah, he's a magician. I guess he was in one of the Hidden My Game.
He's in one.
How do you know that? Like,
because I've seen the like picture and it's like, oh, it's that guy. But
okay. I thought maybe you had been reading up on probably what could only be minimal lore somewhere.
Deepest lore, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like a magician guy. Okay, first off, this game is free and it takes maybe 15 minutes. I don't think it's worth your time. There's not really any jokes in there. And there's not even like funny fail states, which is primarily the jokes from Hidden My Game by Mom.
Mm-hmm.
The concept is you're Mr. Success and you're performing magic for an audience. So he'll be standing there, and then you basically just need to figure out what is the trick he should be doing, and then you just need to like move him or move the item so the trick happens. And like I said, it's not really even that funny. So one of the earlier on ones is he's holding a magic wand. So if you swipe up at the top of the magic wand, flowers will come out of the magic wand, like one of those, toy shop magic wands.
Sure.
And there you go. You've completed the stage. Okay. And like I said, there aren't, there's no funny fail states. If you swipe something incorrectly, he'll just kind of go, "Aw," and then you redo it. There's maybe one clever one in there that uses like, you got to go into the menu to find the thing you need to swipe. Classic Hidden My Game by Mom stuff. But that's about it. I don't think it's really worth it. But again, it's free, so how can I really complain that much? And again, it's 15 minutes. If you're looking for like, oh man, the next game by the Hidden My Game by Mom people, I want more of that jam. You're not going to get it here, so you got to just wait for Hidden My Game by Mom 4 or whatever we're on now. Brother Stole My Pudding 2?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yeah, Brother Stole My Pudding 2, I think.
Yeah, because one of those, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's totally throwaway kind of thing.
Yeah.
Briefly, we can talk about Moonlighter because I have finished it. I've beaten the game.
Nice.
There's a weird twist at the end there with like the story. Just that I did not see coming, but I mean, whatever. That game is real good. I thoroughly enjoyed Moonlighter. I would definitely recommend that if it's on sale or something. Pick that up, whatever platform. That is just so much fun, whether you're dungeon hunt crawling, fighting the boss monsters or selling stuff and going through the whole economy part of it. That's a really good game.
Cool. Yeah.
And then the last game I've been playing, and I just started this a couple days ago, is Diablo 3 on the Switch.
Yeah.
I'm not that far into it. I'm maybe an hour or two.
Okay.
I haven't even made it to like the first big boss yet, which is where I stopped on the Xbox One version.
Okay.
But it is it runs totally fine. There's like no load times. It has been totally optimized. I'm playing it just in handheld mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great version of that game. My one complaint, you can turn subtitles on for everything except audio logs. And that's also a bit of a bummer because when you pick up an audio log, it even gives you an icon saying there's an audio log playing right now.
Yeah.
But it won't give you the subtitles for that, which just seems weird to me, especially because this game is so good for like accessibility, like the options that you can like customize what you want to like see and or not see. There's so much in it, and then they just don't have that, which is kind of weird. But again, that's such a nitpicky little thing. It just stuck out to me since I played this, on the train with the volume off.
I'd be interested to see how it plays with 4 people, because it seems like that would be fun.
Sure. Yeah. And I wonder if the frame rate holds up or anything, especially in handheld. I haven't tried any multiplayer with the Switch version. But you mean, I played the bit of the Xbox One version co-op, and that was a good time. Mm-hmm. I will say Diablo 3 is easy, at least from what I've been playing. I barely take damage. So I actually had to turn the difficulty up to hard, maybe even further. Because again, I don't think I've lost more than like,
there are 10. Like 8 difficulty levels.
There's quite a bit. I think there's actually maybe 5 or 6, at least from the main menu. Maybe you unlock further ones past that.
Well, you unlock the different torment levels, right? I believe. It's been a hot minute since I've played Diablo.
Yeah, no, I didn't look hard enough because I was like, there's no way I'm picking the last difficulty. I'm setting it to normal. Anyway, so I have it switched to hard.
You have normal, hard, expert, master, then you have torment 1 to 13. So yeah.
Okay, so there's like 15, 16 difficulties. Cool. Anyways, I'm playing on hard. I might even increase it further than that because it is getting a little dull, me running into a crowd of enemies and just holding A and, you know, almost coming out of it unscratched. But yeah, you know, enjoying my time. I'm looking forward to playing through that. I'm playing as a monk.
Okay, sure.
So yep, there you go. That's all I've been playing.
Cool.
Let's go on to news. Nope, let's not do that. Let's go on to questions because there's no news. Nothing's happening this week, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a short episode this week. But yeah, question time. If people want to send in questions, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Facebook group, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. This first one comes in to us from Professor Mitchell and says, I recently saw and shared a post about someone encountering little boys named after Sora and Riku from Kingdom Hearts. So I was wondering, how do you feel about naming children after video game characters?
Okay. So, I feel the same about it as I feel about people that name their kid like Stapler or Lampshade or something.
What?
Is that
that's not even a real
as long
thing.
as the video game character has a normal name, it's fine because everybody's named after somebody else, basically at this point.
Okay, sure, but that's not really the heart of the question. Like,
it is because Sora and Riku could just be like
those are not
names.
normal names.
They could
Those
be
are
names though. Yeah.
No way.
Whereas like Ducks is not a normal name.
That's also not a normal name. But I mean, you could be like, if you name your kid Chris, and maybe it's after like Chris Redfield, that's fine because Chris is a normal name. Sora and Riku is not a normal name.
They're okay. They're not that bad, honestly.
There's worse. You could name the kid like Anakin. That's way worse.
Yeah, that's really bad. Or Padme.
Exactly. Like you can't do that. I feel like even if the name is not super normal, like it's a little off normal.
Yeah.
Like
I'm okay with that too though.
Okay, so my stance is don't do it if it's a video game character, just don't do it. But so what I'm saying is even if it's just a little off normal and that game is big enough, I then still have like a problem with it.
Sure, that's fair. Yeah.
Which is why I'm not okay with Sora and Riku.
I don't think Kingdom Hearts is big enough, honestly.
Kingdom Hearts is big. Where else? Okay, if I said Sora to you, what are you going to think of besides the kid from Kingdom Hearts?
I'm also a person that plays video games. Ask your mom. Like, ask somebody that isn't enraptured in video game culture.
Sure. But that's the other thing. It's like, I am, so I'm going to know. And so are all of my friends probably.
Sure. So for you to not do it, I'm just saying for anybody, I don't fucking care. Like, if other people do it. I mean, for our, like, cloud of people, I would not recommend it. If you're
give your kid a normal name, like Ben or Melissa. Those are normal names. Name your pets after video game characters. Sure. Okay?
Yeah.
That's free reign. No one's gonna care if you have a dog named Obi-Wan. You know, it's kind of cute at that point. You like Star Wars, we get it.
Yeah. Obi-Wan. Yeah. So how do you feel about, like, I think it was even brought up in the chat somewhere. Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda.
I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, okay. I mean, for reals, people can do whatever they want. I don't care too much. Like, I'm not gonna be like upset or say, that was a bad move, parent. You're a bad parent. Who am I to say that? But just me personally, I would not name my kid Zelda. I would definitely not name my kid Link.
Yeah, Link is a harder one to justify, I think, than Zelda. That's a bad one.
I'm trying to think, like, what is the closest to, like, it having a video game name but still being all right?
See, this is what I'm trying to get at, is actually what Wayward's saying. The name Zelda existed before those games. Like, at what point is it, like, I'm trying to think of a famous, like example of a name that just like got really popular because of one thing, and it's like now you can't name it after that because that media has it.
I mean, to be fair, that's like every name probably, right?
Probably, yeah, yeah.
And it's like, I'm sorry, but it happened, and now I associate that with with that game, right? Like it's just, I know it's not your fault, and I'm sorry to hear that, but yes, this movie got huge, and now whenever I hear your name, I think of this character or whatever. It's just a bummer. So maybe you actually need to pick a super obscure name and then hope it never does show up in a famous movie.
Yeah, true.
Or this is another reason why you pick a normal name, because it's going to be in a lot of movies, so no one's going to think of one specific movie.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. VGC Kenny writes in and says, I recently played Mega Man 11. While it was a good game, I experienced 2 notable moments of being bottlenecked. A lot of respawning enemies coming at me from a narrow vertical plane with no good way to attack up. The kicker is that the game has a good vertical attack. I just didn't have it because I haven't taken that on that Robot Master yet. What other games can you think of that have this conditional difficulty? So, I'm trying to think of how that's just kind of how Mega Man games have always been, is the conditional thing of there is an easy way to go through this game. It's by going this man, and then this man, and then this man, because they all kind of, like, interact in a way that empowers you as the player. But, like, there's...
Right, there's actually not a ton of games that are so, like, open that they will let you access or go through the whole thing by yourself without needing like a certain item. Like most Metroidvania games, no, you cannot get to this area because you don't have like the double jump yet or the specific bomb or whatever. I think a good one that does match this is Breath of the Wild. You can just go to Ganon right away if you want.
But I wouldn't say that it's bottlenecking you by saying that you can. Like, there is a path that it recommends you take. That's not bottlenecking. I don't even think
it has like a recommended one. It says like you should do these things. There's no order it prescribes.
Well, I mean, the recommendation is in the difficulty, not an explicit like you have to do this. It's that you should probably learn how to do this and maybe get something so you don't die instantly before you do it. And Mega Man's the same way.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Is I think Breath of the Wild fits. In
this analogy, sure.
It's this. It's like it's an example of what he's wanting. Breath of the Wild, and I think it's rare. There's not, like I said, there's not a lot of games that'll just let you, go anywhere without having a specific like block in the way. Maybe like, because in Chrono Trigger, can't you just fight the first boss if you want, like immediately, or the last boss? I mean,
like not immediately, but yeah, very early.
Like there's a door that just takes it. Yeah. So I guess that, but it's extremely hard, but there's that option if you do want it.
I guess I'm having just troubles with his bottleneck thing, saying that like the game is forcing me to do a thing to play it better. And that's what I'm reading into it, at least anyways. And I don't think that's a fair thing.
I think in his scenario, the game was trying to say, like, yes, this is hard because you don't have the specific item. You can go through it if you want. It's just going to be a lot harder.
Sure.
Which that's just, I feel like that's just like I think that's kind of good design. Is the game is subtly telling you maybe there's something else you should have done first before you got here. I personally prefer it when that's more explicitly told to me.
So you don't feel like you're wasting time at it.
Yeah, because I had this issue with like Hollow Knight where I never felt like, am I supposed to be here yet, or was I supposed to go get something first and then come here? And that confusion, kind of just always stuck in my thumb. So I do like kind of the more hand holding of like, you should do this, then this, then this, then this, yada yada. But I was fine with Breath of the Wild just kind of being like, I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want, and that worked out.
Yeah. I think I will never want it to be explicitly told, because that's something the community and internet I could just look up, where I could never just look up a version of the same game that is more open at this point in time.
Sure. Yep. That's a good point. Yeah. Then you can kind of have it the way you want it. Yep. All right. This last one is from Rasterman7, who says, this was sent on the 31st. So last day of the Gregorian calendar for 2018. What's your year balance, and what did you take from it to start 2019? I know this question seems vague, so take it as you will, and Happy New Year.
What's your year balance?
I guess kind of like what we said at the beginning, like, did you have a good 2018 or not?
Oh. Yeah, it was fun. Some things could have been better, some things could have been worse. It was mediocre, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to say in relation to other years, it was a crappy one for me. But you know, I'm in a privileged position where I didn't deal with a lot of shit that went on in the world, so like it definitely could have been worse. I'm not over here complaining much. But it was definitely not my favorite year personally. I guess in the second part, what you take into 2019, I kind of read that as, do you have resolutions this year? Do you do resolutions?
I don't do resolutions.
Yeah, neither do I. So I guess.
Because if something needs changing, it's worth doing right away. So
yeah, that's my issue with resolutions. Like if you have a goal, just like, you know, start in December. Why are you waiting for January 1st? You start the minute you come up with the goal.
Yeah.
And as someone who goes to the gym quite frequently, I hate January.
Oh, all the resolution people.
Yeah, and it's like what are you even doing? You're not going to be here 3 weeks from now, and
Yeah.
I could be using that equipment. But no, you're just wasting my time and your time.
Yep.
It's just annoying.
That's their resolution, is to waste your time.
Yeah, that's what it seems like sometimes, man. All right. That's it for questions as well. If people want to send in questions for next week, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Facebook group, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Hitman 2.
I'm going to give it to Moonlighter, that last chunk of Moonlighter that I did.
Nice.
All right, some updates on the Patreon. We thank you for whoever voted after I put out the call. We were able to break the tie, and we will be playing through Ikaruga this month. Again, John will be back next week, and that is when we will be doing the Rogue Legacy episode, as opposed to last week when we normally had planned to. We wanted to make sure John was here for it, so look forward to the Rogue Legacy episode after next week's show. And then a day later, we will be doing the Game of the Year show. Finally, get excited. So this should be like the 10th and 11th is what I'm talking about in January. So yeah, on the 11th, we will be doing a episode that is so long it makes up for how short this one is. And those are always real fun to do. So get ready for that on Friday night. Of course, John will be there. The community survey, is it still going? Have you wrapped it up?
No, I haven't wrapped it up yet.
Do you know when you plan to wrap it up?
Probably the 7th, Monday.
Monday. All right. So if you have not voted in our community survey, definitely do that. You can find a link to it on Twitter and probably in the Discord.
Yeah, if it's on the Discord, it should be in the Discord. I think it's pinned under announcements.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so check the pins.
Do that. Definitely fill that out because those are always fun to do.
Also, just as a reminder to people, we changed the Patreon. If you are $5 or more, you will now be able to watch the live TDP Plus.
That's true. So yeah, if you want to watch the Rogue Legacy as we do it, you can watch that. Otherwise, if you want to see the video versions, that'll be there. You can see, you have access to all the video versions now if you're a $5 ones. We lowered that tier because we got rid of the $8 tier. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening. That's the end. We will see you all next week.
Bye.